are back again. Melbourne has just absolutely turned it on. It was a beautiful day today at training. It was pretty much a full team. There was a handful of players not there. No Myercheck, no Scott Pendlebury. They weren't on the track at all. There were a bunch of people in the rehab group. You'll see them coming up soon. Darcy Moore, Bobby Hill were just training predominantly with the rehab guys. There are a couple of other players that were doing rehab, and you'll see a little bit later that Josh Dacos and Jordan Goey made his return to the field, obviously in the rehab group, but it was very nice to see. Aim today was just to see what the new kids or the new just players were sort of up to. I wanted to focus on players like Will Hayes, Charlie West, Cochrane as well, but also like the likes of Membry, Perryman, Houston, because we know what we're getting with these sort of other players. So I wanted to sort of mainly focus on these new guys. Now that's not to say that I just took video of the new guys. You see a bunch of everything, but the new kids really impressed me. So you'll see coming up here is the start of the yo-yo test. The Pies absolutely love the yo-yo test, which is kind of like the beep test. It's like the beep test on steroids, I think. And we did this before Christmas when Isaac Quaynor won that test, and that was in front of Nick Dacos, who came second. In this one, you'll see it a little bit later. These are the other guys in the rehab group, by the way. But with the yo-yo test, there were a couple of players that really impressed me. So Isaac Quaynor took out the yo-yo test again, getting a 23, which is better than his 21 before Christmas. Will Hayes came equal second with Markov, which is absolutely incredible for such a young kid to do that and show everyone what he's capable of. You'll see here Jordan Goey and Josh Dacos, as I alluded to before. They're back training with the rehab group. Josh went for those scans yesterday. Looked to be some sort of calf. But Jordan Goey is looking absolutely fit. There were some comments on my Instagram going, oh, he looks a bit pudgy. It's just like a baggy singlet, right? Like he's not wearing a skin-tight singlet. But he looks really fit. He looks ready to go. I think I got some footage of him pretty much going at 100% pace. It looks, maybe it's about 90 or 85 to 90% pace running. Yeah, right there. I didn't get it all. But he looks fit and ready to go. Darcy Moore doing a little bit of running and rehab as well. The one thing that did stick out to me today, and we've talked about it before, is Finn McRae training predominantly with the forwards. I reckon they're going for this sort of high half forward role, kind of like what Taylor Adams was doing in that last year and a half, where he was, swinging off the half forward role and then swinging into the midfield as an inside mid. That could be Finn McRae's new role. I loved seeing McStay just go up for the ball whenever he got the chance, especially in something like this. I didn't record all the footage, but he was just pretty much clunking 9 out of the 10 balls that he was getting thrown to him. Charlie West looks absolutely incredible. He reminds me of a young Myercheck. Someone I was talking to, a guy that I was talking to, it said he reminds me of a young Jonathan Brown, the same sort of build. So if he could be half the player Brown he is, that would be absolutely incredible. They really put Reef through his paces today. He was lining up on McStay, then he was lining up on Mason Cox, whoever else they were chucking forward. He was lining up on Tim Membry. I really liked his positioning. I think he's starting to learn well. You can see here Membry trying to sort of get into his face, but he worked really well in tandem with Maynard. Worked well with Jeremy Howe as well. You can kind of see that. Look, a smaller frame, obviously, when you're going up against McStay. But he does tend to hold his own, and he's not afraid to put his body on the line to stop a contest, which we absolutely love. And it's Nathan Murphy-esque, and you're going to hear that a lot from me and maybe a lot of Collingwood just supporters in general, that it's Nathan Murphy-esque what Reece McInnes is doing at the moment. One thing that I loved seeing today, I told you I was going to look at the kids, was Will Hayes was probably one of the best on ground for training. You see him here. You'll see him in a little bit of footage a little bit later on. And so was Charlie West. You should see him taking a huge or clunking a huge mark soon. Is it this one? Yes, this one. Then there's another one coming up later. They were both absolutely incredible. The other side where the other team was going, and the ball just rarely went down there, so he didn't have to do much. But when he did get the ball in his hands, it was a really good kick. He's got a good footy IQ as well. And I know that's just like a buzzword, footy IQ, but he knew exactly where to go, where to put it. But yeah, I was really impressed by Charlie West and Will Hayes today. And I think there's a little bit of a Will Hayes special coming up here as well. Oh no, this is the Charlie West little dink, mark, bang. There you go. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Also, the more I see of Membry, the more I love, and the more I believe that he can be a 25 plus goal forward. Look, he might not play more than 18 matches. Well, 18 is actually pretty lot. If we can get 18 matches out of Membry, it'll be great. I do think he has overtaken Cox already, and I don't know, that's just my gut feeling. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my gut feeling. Someone else that I think is going to have an absolutely incredible season is Patrick Lipinski. Like, just look at him here. His follow-up efforts, his work around the ball. He's also playing that high half forward and that midfield role as well. But this could be a career best season coming up for Lipinski. Did a lot of trading overseas over the summer, and his shoulders look to be pretty good at the moment.
When you're trying to team and set up the
And that was it for training. It was a really good session, a pretty chill session, even though it was like 3 or so hours. There was a lot of fundamentals done, but a lot of high pressure stuff and half ground drills and winning the ball, counter attacking and stuff like that. They, of course, finished with sprints, so more conditioning right at the end. You've got to feel sorry for them. But that was it for this session, and I'll see you guys next week. Swoop you later.